From our video on methods to study the skull, we discussed about various aspects in which a skull can be studied. In this video, we will be dealing in detail with the aspect namely norma verticalis, that is the view of the skull from the top. Watch the video till the end to understand it well. Hi, we at Dentarize welcome you all to a platform where we help you to conceptualize, visualize and memorize dentistry. The first heading under norma verticalis would be the shape of the skull from this aspect. When viewed from above, the skull is usually oval in shape. It is wider posteriorly than anteriorly. Please observe the figure very carefully. The shape may be more nearly circular. Now let's discuss about the bones which are seen in norma verticalis. Anteriorly, upper part of frontal bone is present. On each side, parietal bone is present, and posteriorly, uppermost part of occipital bone is present. Please observe the figure very carefully to memorize the location of these bones. The next heading would be the sutures. Sutures connects the bones of the skull. Therefore, starting anteriorly and then moving posteriorly, the suture which is present between the upper part of frontal bone and the two parietal bones marked in the figure with white circle is called as the coronal suture. The suture which is present in the median plane between the two parietal bones marked in the figure with yellow circle is called as the sagittal suture. The suture present posteriorly between the two parietal bones and the uppermost part of the occipital bone is called as the lambdoid suture and is marked in the figure with green circle. Occasionally, the two halves of the frontal bone is separated by a suture, namely the metopic suture. It is present in 3 to 8% of individuals and it fuses at 6 years of age. It is represented in the figure on left marked with red arrow. Please observe the figure very carefully. After the sutures, let's discuss about the junction of sutures. The junction between the coronal suture and the sagittal sutures is called as bregma and is present anteriorly. The junction between the sagittal suture and the lambdoid suture is called as lambda and is present posteriorly. When we talk particularly about norma verticalis in the fetal skull, a membranous gap is present at bregma and lambda which allows the growth of the brain and then fuse at a particular age. At bregma, this membranous gap is called as anterior fontanelle and it closes at 18 months of age. At lambda, this membranous gap is called as the posterior fontanelle and it closes at 2 to 3 months of age. Till now we discussed some major points which are studied in norma verticalis. There are certain small points also which need to be remembered while describing this aspect. Therefore, the first point is the arched roof for the dome of the skull is called as the vault of the skull and is represented in the figure with the help of white circle. Number 2. The suture which is present in the median plane between the two parietal bones is the sagittal suture. The highest point on this sagittal suture is called as the vertex. Number 3. If you observe closely, a foramen is present in the parietal bone 2.5 cm to 4 cm in front of lambda. This foramen is called as the parietal foramen and it transmits an emissary vein from the veins of scalp into superior sagittal sinus. For now, you can memorize the location of parietal foramen. The structure passing through this foramen and other foramen will be discussed in a separate video. Number 4. The point on the sagittal suture between the two parietal foramen is called as the oblivion and is marked in the figure with red arrow. Number 5. Parietal bone is present on each side in norma verticalis. The area of maximum convexity of the parietal bone is called as the parietal tuber or the parietal eminence and is marked in the figure with red. This is a common site of fracture of the skull. Number 6. Temporal lines can also be appreciated from norma verticalis. However, we have used norma lateralis to demonstrate these temporal lines very clearly to you. Temporal lines are two in number, the superior temporal line and the inferior temporal line. Both the temporal lines begin from the frontal bone from a single point. They cross the frontal bone, they cross the coronal suture and the parietal bone. However, the superior temporal line marked in the figure with red fades away and the inferior temporal line marked in the figure with blue continues downwards and forwards. Please observe the figure very carefully. So this was all about the features of Norma verticalis. In our next videos, we will be elaborating on the fontanelles of the skull and the other aspects from which the skull can be studied. If you like our content, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon so that you can get notified whenever we upload a new video. Suggestions are always welcome from your side. Stay tuned, stay safe. Thank you for watching.